back. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over some of my class expectations, and then we're going to do a quick do now activity into a review of some old stuff, and then we're going to play a game of an escape room. So with that said, let's get started. So I have 5 basic class expectations. The first one is respect. Respect yourself, respect me, respect your classmates, respect your materials. It kind of just is a catch-all. I kind of think that everything falls under respect, but then there's 4 other things that I think are very specific that I want to get into. My next expectation is to collaborate, and collaboration is going to look super different from what it's looked like before. Working together in the age of COVID is something that's going to be different than what we're used to, but we're going to have to adapt, and I still want you to be able to get to experience the idea of hearing what other people have to say, having that help you learn, and sharing your thoughts as well. We're going to come up with some creative ways of collaborating this year, so I need you to be as much on board with that as you can as we navigate this interesting time. All right, so the next thing on my list is to come prepared. Now, that means both at home and when you're in school. When you're in school, it's especially important just because we aren't going to be sharing any supplies this year. So you need to have your own pencil, you need to have your own compass, your own whiteboard markers, etc. Your own Chromebook charger and Chromebook that's fully charged, just because we're not able to share supplies this year. But it also means to come mentally prepared to learn. So even if you're at home or you're in this space, when it becomes time for math, I need you to come prepared to learn, come prepared with questions if you're not understanding, come prepared with work that needs to be done, so you're ready and able to take the most out of the class that you can. Number 4 is to be honest. This is one that's so important to me, not only to be honest with me. I don't appreciate when anyone lies to me. That's definitely a problem, but also to be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself if you're not understanding something. No one benefits from saying, oh no, I think I get it, when you don't really understand. So be honest with yourself, be honest with me if you need some help, but also make sure if there's a assignment that I'm asking you to not use a calculator on, if you're at home and I ask you to not use a calculator, that's an element of honesty, that's an element of maturity, that I'm not asking you to do anything other than show me what you're actually capable of doing. If a calculator is doing the work for you, that is not showing me what you're actually capable of doing, and it doesn't help anyone in the long run. And the last one is to work hard. Now, your best is not going to be someone else's best. I just ask that you try your best and do the best to your ability, and if you do that, that's all we can ask in this experience. So those are some 5 basic expectations, and I hope they make sense. Moving along, we have what I like to call my McDonald's math problem. So I'm going to have you pause the video now and try to solve this. All right, so I'm going to tell you a couple of the answers that are not correct, some of the common incorrect answers. So if you got 25, 60, or 70, now I want you to try again. If you got a different answer and you're still convinced that that's right, keep that in the Edpuzzle. All right, so now it's time to figure out what the actual answer is. So the actual answer comes from solving this problem one step at a time. So let's look at that. When you solve this problem one step at a time, you figure out that each of these sodas, when added together, if together they're 30, then each of them is 10. Moving along, if we know that the soda is 10, and we know that 10 plus these 2 burgers equals 20, we can use some equation solving to figure out that each of these burgers is going to be 5. So now we know each drink is 10, each burger is 5. And then we move on, we see a burger plus fries equals 9. That leads us to believe that the burger plus a set of fries plus a set of fries equals 9. Some might say that these fries are 2, and these fries are 2, which is true, but you have to then pay attention to there are 2 containers of fries, which means each container of fries, each individual container of fries is actually only worth 1. So now we know the burger is 5, the fries are 1, and the drink is 10. That seems to be as if we had that, then we would be done with the problem. But some people might have had that in the beginning and still got the wrong answer because they didn't follow order of operations. So in order to get this correct, you have to follow order of operations, which tells you to multiply before you add. So we're going to multiply 1 times 10, which is 10, and add it to 5, which makes the answer 15. All right, so let's just do a quick review of order of operations because that's what today's activity is going to be about. The order of operations is a rule that tells you the sequence to follow when you're performing operations in a mathematical expression. The first operation you do is anything inside parentheses or brackets. Then, after you've done anything inside parentheses or brackets, you move on to the exponents of a problem. So anything that has that little floating number, which means it's repeated multiplication. Once you have taken care of parentheses and exponents, then you move on to multiplication or division, whichever comes first in the problem. So it's not always multiplication before division. If division comes first, left to right, you would do division first and then multiplication. And that same thing goes for number 4. After you've done parentheses, then exponents, then all the multiplication or division, move on to addition or subtraction, whichever comes first in the problem. So now that we've done that, we're going to review this. Now this was a skill, order of operations. You learned it, I think, in 4th and 5th grade. I know you did a lot of it last year as well. So today is going to be a review of all of that, but it's going to be in a fun way. We're going to do an order of operations escape room, and I'm going to delve into the directions of how to play the escape room now. So your escape room has several locks. So this is an example of lock 1. You'll notice that lock 1 has what I call a decoder right here. And these are all the different codes you might enter. So once you see what the decoder is, you'll start answering the questions. So question 1 says 4 minus 5 plus 4 times 6. You will solve this using the order of operations. And once you determine the answer, whether it's A, B, C, or D, then you'll go back to the decoder and you'll figure out what that code is. So let's say that the answer was A. Question 1 of lock 1, let's say it had an answer A, which means it codes to the AN logo, AN code. Question 2, let's say you got D. Question 2, code D, that would code to ME. So now we know that the code would be ANME, and then you do that for all the rest of them. The way you know if you get your answer right and move on to the next lock is you'll go into the order of operations escape room form. And here, let me just fix that a little bit. Oops. One more time, sorry about that. There we go. Now you can see it all. You will fill in the order of operations escape room form with your answer. So I'll put the decoder here again for you. You have to use the code with all caps and include no spaces. So you would type in here ANMENERK. So let's see if that is the code. ANMELTRK. If I think that that's the code, I'll click next. Up, but it tells me that I'm wrong. So now I know I need to go back and redo the problem to get it right. Now this is not a master game of guessing. The point of this game is to practice the order of operations skills. So I really ask that you go by step to figure out and identify where you're going wrong. Once you get the code correct, you'll press next and it will bring you to lock 2. And then you'll go back to your slideshow and you'll do lock 2. And lock 2 has a different decoder. This time it's numbers instead of letters. And you'll answer those questions and once again go back to your form until you make it through all 4 locks and you'll have a special GIF at the end telling you made it successfully out. One last thing I want to say before you leave and get started on this assignment is do not forget to press submit on the form. If you forget to press submit, I'll lose all your progress. So make sure after you make it through all 4 locks, you press submit so I can receive that you have completed the form. All right, have fun, good luck escaping the room.